Welcome back. The truth is out there and Congress wants to find it. Tomorrow, the House Oversight Committee will hear testimony from 3 witnesses who have had inexplicable encounters with unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAPs. In May of 2022, Democratic Congressman from Indiana, Carson, oversaw a similar hearing. Here it is.
Unidentified aerial phenomena are a potential national security threat, and they need to be treated that way. For too long, the stigma associated with UAPs has gotten in the way of good intelligence analysis.
Congressman Carson joins us now. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so curious to hear, what are you anticipating ahead of tomorrow? Is there a national security threat? The thought of the government holding back intel from the American people is quite a thought.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to see more public attention focused on the issue of UAPs, this time on the House Oversight Committee. However, I would advise my Republican colleagues leading this effort to do a lot more listening and not jump to unfounded conclusions. And, I really understand the importance of this issue, but, I've been sounding the alarm for years now. As you know, last session, I held the first UAP hearing in 50 years since Project Blue Book. It was an issue that was taboo to talk about. There were chuckles and sneers from colleagues, but interestingly, colleagues from both sides of the aisle expressed an interest in having more hearings. I think the challenge presents itself when we have open hearings and we're not giving our adversaries and opponents a strategic advantage by uncovering things otherwise they would have access to. So we have to be very careful that my colleagues don't trivialize this matter and make it a media circus to where they're giving and allowing others to put together context clues in terms of our assets globally.
Right. So what I hear you saying, sir, is you want the facts. You want it clear tomorrow. You made a reference to 50 years ago, and I believe, if we're not mistaken, then Representative Gerald Ford, and I have a quote in part that says, "I am proposing hearings on the subject of UFOs and invite testimony from both the executive branch of the government and some of the persons who claim to have seen UFOs." So we have those witnesses tomorrow, allegedly. One of them who has allegedly would be providing testimony of witnessing those events. Tell me a little bit about the 3 witnesses who we'll be hearing from tomorrow and what you want to hear from them.
Well, we certainly want to hear from folks. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I held the hearing last year, the first hearing in over 50 years. I think that more people want answers. I can't speak to Mr. Grish's claims, but I certainly believe I believe he has a right to come before the committee and the American people, quite frankly, in a way that still protects our national security without disclosing classified information. Whistleblowing is so important to the checks and balances of our government, and no federal employee, or employee for that matter, should feel discouraged from speaking out in fear of retribution or retaliation. So exposing any wrongdoing can really change very destructive and hurtful behavior and practices in the workplace. But it also allows us to hold government officials in particular accountable in the long term, making sure our democracy is stronger going forward.
Right, and being held accountable. I only have time for one quick question. There was a poll by Newsweek done that said 57% of Americans do believe the government is withholding information. Sir, are you one of those 57%? And if you are, can Americans handle the possibility of life outside of humans?
Well, the work last year was to destigmatize UAP reporting. I think that people are there, they're getting there. Obviously, there have been reactions in the past from 1947 even to H.G. Wells' A War of the Worlds, where folks were jumping out of buildings. But I think we've come to a different place thanks to science fiction and thanks to consistent reporting and groups like MUFON and others and documentarians. But the question becomes, is it otherworldly? Is it top secret? Or is it interdimensional? Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.